Today, you're going to learn the English expression straighten out. Hi there, I'm Jeff, and this is Plain English episode number 862. On Thursdays, we revisit expressions that have appeared in past episodes. Today, we're revisiting an early one, straighten out. You'll learn there are two ways to use it. The first time we used straighten out was in an episode about the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Engineers were wondering if they could straighten the tower out. This is episode 862, so you can find the full transcript at plainenglish.com/862. Now it's time to learn straighten out. Before we start today's story, I'd just like to remind you that the podcast is just one part of how we can help you upgrade your English skills. At plainenglish.com, you can make faster progress with active learning strategies. You can take quizzes, do activities, listen to the fast version of the audio, watch video workshops, practice what you learn, and even join a live call with JR and me. It's all about helping you build your skills to become a better, more confident English speaker. Sound good? Go to plainenglish.com to start your free 14-day trial today. Now, let's jump into today's story. Okay, today's word is a phrasal verb, and that English phrasal verb is straighten out. There are two ways to use straighten out, so let's start with the way you originally heard it. Scientists in the early 1990s decided they needed to straighten out the Leaning Tower of Pisa a little bit, since it was leaning too much to one side. It was in danger of falling over, since it leaned farther and farther to one side every year. They needed to straighten it out a little bit. They needed to make it more, straight. It was leaning to one side. They needed to straighten it out so it didn't fall over. You might be driving on a windy road. It curves left, it curves right, it curves back left again, but then maybe the road straightens out. After a while, if there are no more curves, and if it's just a straight road going forward, you would say that the road straightens out after all the curves are behind you. Have you ever hung a picture on the wall and discovered it's not quite centered? It's kind of tilting to one side, but you can never see that when you're up on the ladder hammering the nail in the wall, can you? You need to step back a few feet to see if it's straight. And if it's off center, you need to straighten it out a little bit. It's coming up on Christmas, so that's something you'll have to deal with your Christmas tree, maybe. You'll put it up and stand back and you'll see, I need to straighten this out a little bit. That's a tough one to get. So that is the first way to use straighten out, when you have something that is tilted or curvy or bended and it becomes straight, or straighter anyway. Scientists straightened out the Leaning Tower of Pisa, at least a little bit. A road or a river can straighten out if it's not curving anymore, and you can straighten out a picture or a Christmas tree. The other way to use straighten out is to resolve a difficult problem or situation. I need to straighten out things with my roommate, you might say. You'd say that if you're having some problems with your roommate. Maybe you need to have a conversation about splitting household chores or paying the rent on time. I need to straighten things out with my roommate. I think many of us have had to do that at work, right? If you're having a disagreement with a colleague or a misunderstanding, you need to straighten things out with that person. You need to clear them up, resolve a difficult situation. You might know somebody that was, let's say, not on the right path in life. Maybe he or she was involved in drugs or crime or just didn't have the right priorities. But we all know people like that who straighten out, right? A lot of people find themselves on the wrong path, not doing the right things in life, but they do find a way to make better decisions. They find a way to straighten themselves out. You can say you need to straighten out your finances if you're not quite in control of your budget. So that's straighten out, a couple ways to use that very good English phrasal verb. That's all for today. Did you hear the episode we did about Lady Gaga and the movie A Star is Born? We had a little bit of technical difficulty with that one. If you pressed play and heard the wrong episode, just fast forward to about 20 minutes into that file and you'll hear the right episode. If you didn't hear it, it's a good one, and you can check it out at plainenglish.com/104. I wouldn't want you to miss it just because of a small technical problem we had. It was a good episode about that movie. I really liked it. plainenglish.com/104 if you have not yet heard it. What would the Tower of Pisa be if it weren't leaning? I don't think they're going to fully straighten the tower out. I hope not anyway. Well, that's all for today's episode. Now you're ready to use straighten out in your life. This was episode 862, so you can find the full transcript at plainenglish.com/862. See you on Monday for a new story. Listen up. If you speak Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, or Turkish. One of the most frustrating things about listening and reading in a second language is being confused by unfamiliar words or phrases. When you listen to plain English, or when you read the transcript, you probably encounter some words you don't know. When that happens, you have a few options. You can stop the audio, go look up the definition, then return to the episode, find your place, and press play again, but that's exhausting. Or you can just skip it and be confused. That's no fun either. But what if you could see the translation of the word into your language instantly without having to stop the audio, without having to look anything up? Well, you can at plainenglish.com. For each episode, we translate about 100 words and phrases from English to 9 languages: Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, and Turkish. And we highlight those words in blue. All you have to do is hover your mouse over the highlighted word, and you'll see the translation instantly. It works great on mobile too. It really makes listening a lot more satisfying, and it's a great way to expand your vocabulary in English. The best way to see these translations is to sign up for a free 14-day trial at plainenglish.com. During your trial, you can read as many transcripts as you like, all with the translations into your language. So sign up for your free trial today at plainenglish.com.